So that brings us to our next activity, where we are going to think about how do we make our instruction clear around composing. Now, when we talk about clear, we're talking about this right here. We're talking about making our instruction explicit. So here with the clear model, we want to construct a plan, lead by modeling, engage students in practice, apply independently, and then refine with data. And we do all of this, why? Well, to then help students have a real strong foundation in composing so that they can go and engage in transfer and inquiry. Now here is an example of the clear model for this module, but if you can read this very closely, you'll see that it's actually about decomposing. We only ever developed one clear model for each module, and this one we just went with decomposing instead of composing. But I think it will give you a really good idea of what you're going to do here. So you can see up here when we talk about constructing a plan, we first talk about, well, which standard are we focused on? What is some of the vocabulary that's important? And then maybe what are some of the different representations that you want to use, and what's your strategy, all right? So here you can see I'm going to use manipulatives to show different ways to decompose 5. Then as we get into the lead by modeling, this is that dialogue between the teacher and the students. This is not just the teacher talking. Oh, no, 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 no. This means that the teacher is actively engaging the students, even though the teacher is leading this model. But you can read through this example. You can also find it on the module webpage, and you can get a good idea of what lead by modeling should look like. And then we move to the E of the clear model. That's where we're going to engage students in practice. The first kind of practice we want to engage students in is guided practice, where the teacher and the students are doing the same problems together. So if you look at this example, this gives you a good idea of what that might look like if the teacher and the student are working on a problem together. Then we next get to the A of the clear model, where students are going to apply independently. So hopefully you'll make yours a little bit better than mine, but I just wrote some ideas on how students would apply this knowledge independently. And then finally, I brainstormed some of the ways that I might think about collecting data so that I can refine my instruction using data. So that was just one example of the clear model. I bet yours is going to be better than that one. So that brings us to activity 3. On this activity, you are going to think about, well, what's your plan for helping students think about composing numbers? What does your lead by modeling sound like? How are you going to engage students in practice? What is it going to look like to have students apply independently? And then what data are you going to collect to refine with data? Take your time with this activity, really think through the CLEAR, and then I will see you in just a little bit.